Alrighty, how's it going, guys? It is Austin back again. It is Tuesday. This is my recap for the 5th of January. Down $720 today, and that may sound like a lot, but um, and I suppose it is, but you know, I'm not unhappy with the way that I traded today. I think that I did everything I could, and oop, I don't know why this is here. Let's move this out of here. Um, I don't know. I just lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Oh yeah. I think that today really just came down to executing my plan and then things just not really going to plan. So obviously, you know, you can speculate as to which way a stock's going to move, and you can, um, you know, uh, execute your plan, take your entry, and then have your stop loss. And if you get hit on your stop losses every single time you trade in a certain day, then yeah, you're gonna have a nasty loss on that day. And that's kind of what happened today. Um, Baidu was my biggest loser, $577, and then mRNA I tried again. I tried it yesterday, tried it today. Not really working out for me, but let's just kind of get into the trades. I'll start with mRNA because I think that was the first one that I attempted today. And I can tell you I took a long, I think maybe on this candle, and then stopped out as it kind of broke down against me here. Um, and I don't remember where exactly I took it, but I'm sure I tried it for, well, actually, let's just go here into the filled orders. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, so this was the main trade. This, forget about this. This is just a quick scalp. Then here, 110.83 in, and then I had to cut this one for less than $1 per share loss. And with these two trades combined, obviously down $202 on it. So yeah, that first trade was just a quick scalp on the break of 114. I remember I was watching this in the morning and I really liked this setup. If you look at the 5 minute here, um, and the daily too, I guess. But mainly this 5 minute setup, you have this kind of top from yesterday. So I was really looking for this to break 114. And if we get the break of 114, I was going to be in. And I did take it on the break of 114. But I took my profit very quickly, and it's a good thing I did because this would reverse quickly to the downside. And I was, thinking too that if we do get a false break of that 114 level, or really any false break of any level tends to reverse against you, right? So this big topping tail is just a sign to get out, and I actually made a profit on this first trade of about 75 bucks, not a big deal, and then took a loss as I thought, well, this could maybe get some juice back and make another attempt to come back up here through VWAP and then try to get back and make some new highs over that 114 level once again. But it never really made a huge effort at retesting that level, and it was all kind of downside from there. And after I stopped out of my second trade on it, I was done with it. All right, so let's talk about Baidu because this is the main one that I took the biggest loss on, and you're probably looking at this like, why did you even trade this today? What what are you looking at here? Well, what I'm looking at is the break below 212, and we never got that. Yesterday, it tried to move higher, sold off aggressively with the market, and you can see the daily candles, a nice tail here. And then I was looking for today kind of some continuation, and this once this had this push here and then came back down, that's when I was interested in it because I thought if it was going to get a squeeze and kind of move upside, this would be the time. But it actually came back down and started testing lower, and I was really just looking for this break. Come on, break lower, break lower, break lower, but it just kept bouncing, and this is just choppy action, and we never actually got that move lower into the afternoon. I was really thinking that coming into lunchtime we could sell off, but that never happened. So let's see, where did I take a short here? Let me look at all my trades on this. I only tried it a couple times, but let's see, short 214.30 at 657. So 657, for the first time I tried it was right here. Um, and obviously I had to stop out of this one quite quickly. Came back down for me, and I don't think I took profit on it. Let's see, 214.65. I closed it, so I took about a 30-cent hit on 300 shares. So not the end of the world there. Lost about 100 bucks on that first trade. No big deal. But then it was that second trade that really burned me. I actually lowered my share size because I thought, okay, I'm down 300 on the day at this point. Time to take my share size down, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to. Um, I wanted to try this trade a little bit differently. Lower the share size, but give myself a little bit more breathing room because I realized that this was a stock that I felt confident was going to move lower at some point during the day. It just might have needed a little bit more time to break down is all. And I'm not in all this choppy action. It's not likely that I'm going to call exactly, get the perfect entry on, before the move lower. I just need to give this one time to consolidate and then break down. That was my thinking. It didn't end up working. Um, so let me see. When did I enter those 200? I went short here again, 200 shares, 212.40 at 8 o'clock. So where is that? 8 o'clock. So I actually 212.40. I actually got in at 212.40, and this is where I was looking for that break lower, break to new lows, and I really wanted that continuation lower. But we didn't get it. Um, but I wanted to give it room, so I did. So let me look at this now. Okay, yeah. So I ended up taking a $2 per share hit on 200 shares. So that will put me down or over $2 per share. So that was over a 400. That was like a $450 losing trade, or $470 because I was down 100 on it already. Um, because I had to, and I this was one where again I limited my share size, but I gave it more room, right? So I set my stop above VWAP and I said, all right, I'm just gonna let it go and I think it's going to go lower, and it just might need some time. And I gave it all this room, and on this candle right here, it stopped me out. 214. What was it? 214.40, or sorry, 214.75. So 214.75. I got stopped out, and that was it. I was out of it, and I didn't trade it again. Took a pretty good loss on it, but if it had ended up moving lower, it would have been a winning trade, and I thought that this very much had had the ability to move lower, and it just didn't work out, and that's what happens sometimes. That's what happens a lot of the times. It's just important that you have a plan. You set your stop, and then at the end of the day, you're gonna walk away. So I'm walking away down $700. I took some other small little scalpy trades that just I was like, all right, you know what, I need to walk away. They were all green, but I just whatever. So down 700. I think I have a swing here um, on Baidu. I still am looking for this to the short side tomorrow, so we'll see about that. Um, so this, let's see, down $3. So the real loss here on my day trades is down 703 bucks. Not that it matters. Um, and um, and yeah, that's it. And I do want to mention too that this is an example of a day where it very easily, if Baidu had moved in my favor or mRNA had moved in my favor, this could have been an extremely green day. So whilst down 700 sounds bad, I'm actually not that frustrated because I think that I traded well today. I think I had a good plan. It's just that it just didn't move in the direction that I wanted it to, and you know, my execution was good, but my analysis was maybe not so good. And I can say confidently that on this first trade, let's see, Baidu short 300 shares, 214.30. So let me look at this. 214.30. What time was that again? 214.30, 657. So 657, 214.30. You look at this right here. Okay, forget all this other price action, right? Just look at this right here. 214.30 I'm short. If this breaks lower down to like 210, I mean this is like a $1,500, or sorry, not $1,500, potentially $1,500 I guess, but you know, just a $3 per share drop on this, and I'm already up 900 bucks on the trade. So that shows you that very quickly, right? this is a good setup for a sharp break lower. It's breaking lower quickly. It tried to come up. It's come all the way back down to the lows. Test, test, test. The more times you test a low, the more likely you are to break it. You've got a top here in pre-market. You've got a top here, even higher yesterday. I mean, this is very bearish action to me, and I think it was very reasonable to take a short position in Baidu today. So I'm not really frustrated with myself. Um, I think at the end of the day, it just didn't work out, and that's really all there is to the story. But you see here how sharply this is coming lower. I think to take a short position here on a break, anticipating the break of this low is not unreasonable, and I had to stop out. But I'm telling you, if this breaks lower, I remember being up, I think $500 already on the trade. So you saw my entry there, 214.30. So as this comes down to 212.64, I'm already up, over 500 bucks on this trade with 300 shares. So, at this point, this is looking really good. It's breaking to new lows as it comes down here. I'm already up 500 bucks, and I'm not taking profit because guess what? I took big risk on it because I liked the setup, and this was going to be a home run trade. This was a home run. I was looking for a home run here. And taking a $100 loss on this initial trade because it didn't work out, I mean, that is a victory as far as I'm concerned. I took 300 shares short here. If this continued lower, down to, I mean, whatever you want, 210, if this had gone to 210, I'm already up over 1,000 bucks on the trade. 1,100 bucks around. Is that right? 210. Yeah, I'd be up over 1,200 bucks actually from a 214 entry. Um, I mean, and that's not asking for that much down to 210, you know? So I thought that was very possible, so I took big size, took big risk, and I only ended up stopping out a $100 loss. Like, all things considered, not a big deal, and the risk reward was tremendous on that, tremendous. So yeah, I lost on it. Yeah, I'm down 700 bucks today, but I'm happy with how I traded, and I'll be back at it tomorrow. And it's rough. Right now I'm in the midst of a big drawdown. I had a big loss on Christmas Eve. I had a big loss a couple days before that. I lost today. I lost yesterday. I'm in a rut. But I'm not upset with how I traded today, and I'll be back. And I guess I'm down on the year. I'm down. I'm red every day this year. 2 trading days. But that's just how it is. And again, I'll be back at it tomorrow, and I'm excited to trade tomorrow, and I feel good. So, all right, that's it from me. I hope this was helpful for you guys, and if it was, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll be back at it tomorrow. See ya.